undercover investigation into this Sacramento tire shop location revealed exactly what customers have been complaining about.
I said, that's not the price you quoted me, and no, I'm not paying that.
Loretta Brown called out Camino Tires and Wheels in February after seeing dozens of ads the company posts on Craigslist with remarkably low prices for tires.
These ones are the 225s.
Before making the hour-long drive from Jackson, she called to confirm the cost.
He told me $199 plus tax. And to get down there, completely different. It went from $199 to $270-something.
The invoice shows the tires are $199. But when they wanted to charge her $24 for valve stems, she didn't approve, plus tax, which at 8.75% should be $19.51. Do the math. That adds up to $242.51. So how do they get $271? She says the worker refused to explain the mystery math.
He actually told me to shut my mouth a few times.
All in front of her 11-year-old daughter.
He told me that you're white, you're a whore. You'll do anything for $20.
Ron Molinas of Fairfield drove 45 miles for a new set of tires. After installation, he says the shop raised the price $90.
I just wanted to get out of there, so what I do is I just paid it.
We wanted to see what would happen to us.
I saw you guys on Craigslist, and I saw your awesome prices.
So we had our producer call up for a quote. A staffer said it would cost $299 plus tax for 4 new tires installed on our Saturn.
Whoa, that's a pretty good price.
The next day, our producer, armed with a hidden camera, drops off the car, noticing the shop now goes by a new name, All Star Tires and Wheels. Once again, a worker confirms the price.
That's installed?
Yeah, we do now, guys.
With tax of 8.75%, we're expecting to pay around $326. But after they do the work, listen to this.
It's going to be $279 total.
How did they get that?
I just feel like the price is getting changed on me,
It's not getting changed.
The clerk explains the tires cost $299. They've added on a mandatory state tire fee of $7, which is fine with us. But then there's a valve stem charge of $28. We never asked for new valve stems, and a state investigator tells me we don't need them. Plus, there's a disposal fee of $15. Nobody ever said anything about that. Plus tax, it adds up to $379.
I feel like these are kind of hidden fees that I wasn't told about, and I'm kind of short on cash. So, like, what happens if I can't pay it?
And you call somebody, but you gotta pay it.
The tire shop says they'll remove our valve stems. Our producer asks if we could just have our old tires put back on, and is told we'll have to pay $50 for the labor.
Hi there, how's it going? I'm Curtis Main from Channel 13. We've been paying attention to what's going on here. We're trying to figure out, how does $299 become $379?
Taxes and balancing fees.
We were told it would be $299 installed plus
That
tax.
does not mean, nope, we don't, that's not how it is.
Another worker comes out to talk with us.
They shouldn't be surprised at the end when they get a bill.
A lot of people aren't.
A guy behind the counter wants us to know there are new owners.
Who owns the shop? It doesn't matter who owns
Can I
it.
have
Your
the name
mom
of the
owns it.
person?
How's that feel?
My mom owns the shop.
Your mom owns the shop. Is that, you happy
You
now?
won't give me the name of the person who owns the shop?
And he gets agitated by our camera.
Don't touch the camera. Hey, back up. Don't touch the camera.
When things calm down, we attempt to explain once again what happened.
She called up yesterday, was quoted one price,
Okay.
confirmed it on the phone. When she
You
walked in
got
the
it
door,
confirmed on the phone. Is there a
I have a
recording?
recording of it. Yes, I do.
That's fine.
Today, she walked in here. We recorded it as well.
Okay.
Was
Well,
quoted a
we
price.
have the right to tell you to leave.
You
right
don't
or
have the right to
no?
tell us to leave.
Okay, so leave.
We go outside, only to get the middle finger. But they still have our car. The same worker who asked us to leave comes around the side and once again puts his hand on our camera.
Hey, don't touch the camera.
And that's when he spits on our photographer. Twice. Leaving us with these words.
I got a lawyer that
Obviously, this is a very, very bad practice.
The BBB's Gary Ullman calls this a classic case of bait and switch. His office has received more than a dozen complaints about this tire shop location. So what do you do when they jack up the price after the tires are installed?
Really, there's almost nothing you can do. They have the keys, they have the car.
But Sherry Mell, the chief of the Bureau of Automotive Repair, says you should push back and say you're not going to pay more than you were told.
You need to say, I'm not going to take this. Most of them will back down.
After being spit on, we called the sheriff's department. They showed up. The tire shop reinstalled our old tires for free.
Sorry about what happened earlier.
Bolshazad said he's the new owner of the family business after his uncle moved to Pakistan. He admits the shop location has had problems, but says he's trying to change it for the better.
You guys are going to be much more clear with people about how much they're going to have to pay.
On the ad, yeah.
And when they come in and say how much is it going to be, you're going to tell them up front so they're not surprised on the back end.
You can have them sign the paperwork, everything up front.
But it's too late for some customers.
Personally, I wouldn't go there.
Don't take it there.
They don't like the way people have been treated here.
That worker spit on our photographer 3 times, which is considered an assault. But our photographer decided not to press charges against the worker. The owner's wife posted on our Call Curtis Facebook page over the weekend, quote, "We are proud to say the man does not work for the company anymore." It's interesting to note no government agency oversees tire shops in the state of California.
No, nobody?
Nobody does.
So much is regulated in the state. In fact, people complain about it. That really does surprise me. So that basically leaves the consumer with what recourse?
Yeah, and since there is no regulation, mechanics are regulated in California by the Bureau of Automotive Repair, and when they, under state law, mechanics have to put in writing right up front how much you're going to have to pay, and they have to get your permission before they move forward with work if it's going to be any higher. I would go in and say, hey, don't do any work on my car until you outline right there in writing how much I'm going to have to pay, and that way there's no disputing it later.
Right, and the good shops will probably put it in writing.
Exactly, and if they won't, that might be a red flag for you to go somewhere else.
Okay, well, thank you. Eye-opening.
You bet.